Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Normandie series here on the Lord Master channel. I am the Queen of England and Greater Normandy. We also do have a little bit of a holding in northern Hispania as well through inheritance from our vassal of Brittany. But anyways, England is ours. Let me know when the Petty King is finished with his war, which will be soon, and then he will join England. And there will be a few enclaves that we'll have to take care of eventually, but I believe that'll be up to my heir. Because look at me now. I am Queen Stephanie, the Conqueror of England and Greater Normandy, 99 years old, and I will be 100 next year. And some people will tell me, looking back, it says, "Oh, great queen, what is your secret to your longevity?" Well, it's pretty simple. Norman Healing Guide, Leather Ball, Monas's Horn, and the Herbal Remedies of Wessex. I thought this would have given me a small health boost. I had to go find another artifact to give me a health boost somewhere. But there's a thing I want to do, and that is to be more active. Like the first thing I want to do is I would like to go on a hike, but there's this Stamford Bull Run, which I have to wait until August, which I can wait a few months. I would like to take part of the bull run there. Never done that before. So let's get going. Just want to take part in activities for the first time in my life, and I'll even go on a hike. And then after the hiking, at the age of 100, I want to take a last great pilgrimage. Either to Rome or to Jerusalem. And I'm also raising my grandson, George de Normandy, the future of England and Greater Normandy. Because his future will be characterized as, can he hold them, and all that. And I just remembered, there's this law I gotta change. Open diplomacy. This gives you a bit more diplomatic range. Vassals won't like it, but cultural acceptance gains plus 10%. Need more of that. If only I had a gregarious trait, conventionalism, and all that. Because concurrently, we are trying to increase the cultural acceptance between us, Normans, and the Anglo-Saxons by any means. Lining over diplomacy. Though that damned ruling caste tradition of ours is what's slowing us down a little, but I think it's good enough here. But we shall see. Because that's the reason why I said that's why I went to Cosmopolitan, so we could do this. Because eventually, we will embrace the English culture. We'll be able to create the new culture. To do that, you gotta get the culture acceptance up to 40 by any means. And before I go on the Stamford Bull Run, let's hold a court. For once. Want to forge a sword? How good are you? I mean, I got the best sword of my own, so there's no reason to do that just yet. Let's hear your petitioners. Highness, begins my vassal countess. Fathers, looking very contrite. Last period has been really tough on me. Extra expenses were required on every front, and my coffers are sadly empty. It pains me to, but I resolve to appeal your movements for help in paying off my debts. I will not forget your generosity in my time and need. Sin. Get a weak hook on her. I'll say very well, but you will owe me, just to get your opinion out. I am faced with Mabel de Normandy's sad eyes, which grow larger and more pitiful as a fellow vassal Sigrid gently ushers her towards my throne. Your Highness, and The girl has been here with no one to watch over since the death of dear Papa. Please, look to her future. She is my own blood after all. My hands are full, so... Oh, and I'll find her a home. Duke Wiglaf. Anglo-Saxon, my fastest strides forward, clearly eager to hear my response to his position. My age, it is galling for a great house like Anglo-Saxon to have a threat of revocation hanging over us like mere barons or tenants. Let us assure the stability of his kingdom is not threatened by trivial disagreements. Ah yes, you want these, do you? You are a powerful vassal. You want to be on the council. Is it an honor to be the Duke? We're gonna have a problem, you and I. Right, you're down there. I ought to usurp that title off of you. But you can't do that. You have to revoke it. Because, again, no reason. Plus, you know, reasons. And I can't give away more land unless we could fight a few wars to take areas that are traditionally Anglo-Saxon. But anyways, now that I've done it, let's go to the Stamford Bull Run. For historical context, the town of Stamford once held a bull run event every November 13th. The earliest explicit mention of its dates to 1389 CE, though it's probably been going for some time before then. According to a likely fictitious legend, the tradition started in the early 13th century when a local Norman lord assisted some local butchers in parting two bulls fighting over a cow. He enjoyed so much he suggested the event to be reenacted every year. Though it's not unique to Stamford, the rowdy festivities managed to survive even past Puritan times, and was finally suppressed until after 1839 due to the great public disorder it caused. The Bull Run of Stamford is a notoriously rowdy and violent occasion, where people chase a bull through the town streets before killing it. Most cultured killjoys might disapprove, but it's all in good fun. Just want to be there for that. Stamford is not far from here. Norman Cross, as it says. Bloodthirsty fun. You're coming to kill a bull, after all. Big ride is fun. I'm 99 years old and I ain't scared of shit. Mad. And I'm reminded of something else, that there's something missing. Ah! Since you have a child, a grandchild, to raise. Don't we have a more effective steward outside? Yes. Will it make any difference? Let me give it to you. Yeah. Hi. I don't know why the current focus culture is Breton. Actually, do it here in Anglo-Saxon. Put that as a focus. Just want to correct that. There. 1.22 each passing year. So, according to my proxy calculations, it'll be approximately 10 years or less. Then we'll be able to have the Anglo-Saxons accept us enough, then we'll form the English. Although we're looking to try to get faster ways to get it up, especially when we bring those cultural ambassadors along. As well as a few other events related to, you know, Anglo-Saxon vassals of yours. Like this man here. Should sway him. And at the same time, who else? Who else? Oh, you're Anglo-Saxon too. Oh yeah, I forgot. Force of habit. Don't have that ability anymore. Ever since the perks. Force of habit. But it would be best to sway your fellow vassal. So. Oh, toot sweet. Time to start a journey for Stamford for the Stamford Bull Run. Sure the heading of the castle organized. It should be working and we'll reach the destination. Or at least I'll have the hope that is the case. Because otherwise all this stress for parentship would have been for nothing. We go through these hassles for a good reason. Anglo-Welsh and cultural acceptance. Get me a wet nurse since you have a grandchild. As you and your companions traverse the dense forest of Mercia, you encounter a group of rugged men blocking your path. They introduce themselves as the werewolves of Mercia, a town that sent shiver down their spine. They claim to be cursed, doomed to transform into savage beasts under the full moon. They demand your assistance in breaking this curse, or else they threaten violence. Filming, most diplomatic command, steps forward to address the situation where folk flex is most ready to defend a party if need be. Join my retinue. Such fearsome warriors would be valuable. All for the purpose of belonging to swear loyalty to you. It'll be bloodthirsty fun, it says. Take the cheaper option. Exiled Zaides. Religious persecution is rife in the sheikdom of Tobruk, where the Ashari nobility is forcibly converting the Zaides. Now, over 15,000 exiles wish to enter my realm. Their leader, Exil, Sikh soldiers. We are searching for a better, safer life, my queen. Please, let us settle around Bruges. If I permit it, the Zaidi fate will spread across the kingdom of England. Or evil only view us as evil, but Bruges, Zealand, Dweeb, Holland, Normans for the cultural acceptance. But outside the kingdom of England cannot accommodate you. We don't want to have instability. I decided to spectate the bull run at Stamford this year. I'm glad the locals agreed to my suggestion about hosting a bull run every year at a rather fun incident from a while back. Though there are some who look down on the rowdy carnival atmosphere of the celebration, hope to see something exciting this year. This is going to be some good, rowdy fun. Rowdy good fun. Alrighty. Alright. Finally, The, the bull run at Stamford is about to start tomorrow. I'm greeted by several local, lesser known, and prominent townspeople. One of them tells me that the butchers, most important participants in this tradition, have finished selecting the wildest, most violent bull they could find for the main event. At any rate, I look forward to witnessing the spectacle in person. Before I go to rest, I wonder if I should participate in the bull run myself, or to merely observe. So prudish, I've already looked down on my presence at such a rowdy, bloody affair, as unseemly and uncultured, not befitting for a dignified Catholic queen like myself. An active participation would only make things look worse. On the other hand, it could be a lot of fun. Small health boost for the next 5 years. I'll participate. I'm brave. I'm gonna die. It's morning, and today's the big day. The bull run in Stamford is upon us. The bells of the local churches are rung, informing that the bull run is about to begin. The town crier then announces to all the townspeople that they're to shut their shop doors and gates. As everyone gathers, the stench of bull dirt, a mix of dirt and bull feces that many have smeared on themselves as a sign of good luck, is strong. Once everything's in order, the bull is released and a pandemonium begins as men, women, and children all chase after the bull. So it's the opposite of the running of the bulls down in Pamplona, where you run from the bulls. This time around here, we run at the bulls. Run at the bull. Here it comes. I'm gonna die. I experienced nothing but chaos as I run after the bull myself. For my protection, of course, some of my guards are accompanying me. They seem to be enjoying themselves too as we get lost in the cheers and shouts and rowdy noise. I laugh as the specially designed designated person even rolls towards the beat in the barrel. Come on, at it! 99 years old, damn it! At last, the bull is chased into so-called Bull Meadow near Stamford, where the first bull run happened. It's then successfully caught and slaughtered as the butchers do their part to prepare the bull's meat. The town bursts in cheers and a cheerful drunken song and dance. Come all you bonny boys, who love to bait the bonny bull, who take delight in noise, and you shall have your belly full. On Stamford's town bull running day, we show you such right gallant play. You never saw the like, you say, as you shall see at Stamford. Again, I never heard the song before, so I don't know how it sounds like. So, just wing it. Can't wait for the feast. Generally, at the Stamford Bull, the meat of the bull is cut off and cooked for the benefit of the poor and needed a sign of charity from the local nobles, town officials, and guilds. We all enjoyed a good food and drink and dance into the late hours of the night. It was all in good fun. Now, I must return, for I wish to go on a hike. As you traverse the marshy landscape of Mercia, your party stumbles across a bog with scattered fragments of pottery. Folk, your most learned companion, recognizes them as the Staffordshire ware, the type of pottery renowned for its intricate designs and high value. The bog could be an ancient insight, holding more treasures beneath its murky waters. However, disturbing the bog's treacherous terrain could be risky. Sinkholes are not uncommon in places, and the bog's deceptive solidity could easily trap the unwary. Let's dig cautiously. We could find something valuable. Treasured find. A careful excavation reveals more intact pieces of Staffordshire. Their sale would surely boost your coffers. A fragment of ancient pottery. Okay. Yeah. May I remind you, this is still going to take some time. As at each passing year or so, that we'll get the culture sects up. I don't know if I'll be around long enough as I'm infirm. I'll be around long enough to see the formation of the English culture. Would like to be the first English woman. But now, let's go hiking. Set out soldier exits to the hidden corners of Rome. This adventure provides a break from the pressures of courtly existence. Here an opportunity to rest amid age-old forests and gentle hills. There are many places to go on a hike. I'd like to go up to Rothbury. Tutoring trip. Your heir George will be brought along. King, how would you like to be a fan? Just wife and husband go on a trip together. And of course, son will be brought with me for the tutoring trip. Recreation, storyteller, befriend. It's recreation. He likes me well enough. It'll be a short hike. After that, we just travel around the Hadrian's Wall. And then Offa's Dyke. Yeah. It's just 5 months, and then as I turn 100, by the time I get back there, we're gonna go on the pilgrimage at the age of 100. On the road again. Brooke. Today, Condila, excuse me, held a fiery sermon for all the children of the court, apparently spellbound as he celebrated reading scriptures. My grandson, George, now seems certain he's destined for greatness, claiming that God supports him indiscriminately. That's right, never forget that the divine is on your side. And look at you, George, you're strong already. As I'm traveling, I came upon 2 women arguing on the side of the road. One of them, a pretty young woman, appears to be beaten nearly to death by the second older woman. Just stubborn for a moment. To this, I quickly surmised that the older woman is accusing the young man of having some verbal relations with her husband. The young man is vehemently denying these claims. While not immediately connected to this affair, as the lady would be an easy thing to intervene in one way or the other. Turn the old hag back and have a young man attended to. Came across a gorgeous vista in Nottinghamshire. It is a beautiful view, unlike anything we've seen. It's a picturesque expanse of the landscape that truly shows the glory of our world. Several members of my entourage have insisted we stay in this area for a day or two, so we can take the time to admire the scenery. Let's pray and thanks to God while we're here. Mystery Plays of York. As the party travels through the dense forests of the Duchy of York, I stumbled upon a group of actors rehearsing for the upcoming York mystery plays. These plays, a tradition in the region, are a series of short dramas depicting stories from the Bible, performed by the local guilds on wagons that move around the city. The actors, seeing your part, invites you to join them in the rehearsal. Eadwulf, the leader of the troop, offers you a role to play of Noah's Ark. I could participate or simply watch and enjoy the performance. Perhaps even learn something new about these biblical tales. Huh. I'll take on the role of Noah. My performance as Noah's brilliant, earning you admiration of the troop and the audience, and I gained the script of Noah's Ark. A copy of the script for the play of Noah's Ark. To make my vessel more suitable to my types of project, I come next mission. Quote, spineless Ravener. Very greedy, very cowardly. I'll keep it short and professional. No need to insult what he doesn't have. Muddy roads. I read to you I finally arrived at Rothbury, and just for a moment I'm taken into view. The silent expanse where the ground is delicately blanketed by winter, and the trees adorned by the snow. Well, this would be a moment to relax the stress of the court, but it is colder than I thought it'll be. I hope I brought enough clothes. You're only going to be here for 3 months. There is a village here? I find myself deeply confused. It's not been on any map, and not a single person has mentioned anything about it. And yet, here it is. When I ask around what village is called, people simply say, the village? It is the village. With some kind of thick accent. Who are these people? Why have I never heard about them before? I mean, after all, I'm a total foreigner, so who the hell am I asking? What's my learning? It's at the max. Our income is great, so I have to learn about these people. Not a wise woman, which would have been interesting. We've been following an old path through the forest for hours as it slowly fades and disappears entirely. Looking around, I find myself a small clearing. There's nothing here, just the quiet of the wilderness. Being out here already felt distant from my life in Londres. So somehow now it feels like we've crossed the border between the human realm and the unknown. It's time to leave this little clearing behind us and start walking home. Wonder if I'll ever see it again. What a curious place. No longer winter. As we travel through Rothbury, there's 2 birds following us for hours. They're just slowly circling around us, landing too far away to be of any danger, and crying us from afar. As they get closer for a second, I see their black and white plumes. After a while, they circle once and then fly away. Even after they are gone, we can still hear their singing in the distance. Well, 1 for sorrow, 2 for luck. Ah, yes, commissioned legend artifact. We never had this before. Something to consider. If you got money to blow away, but I plan on blowing that up on the pilgrimage for my 100th birthday. For my 100th year of my life. With one last step, I finally leave the forest of Rothbury. I look back one last time, reminiscing about my journey through the forest. Stress has melted away. I feel like I found new meaning in life. Turning around, a small side of myself, I start to return. Alas, such is the way of life. Look at that stress reduction because of athletic and veteran traveler. Let's visit the rest of Hadrian's Wall. The Lindisfarne Gospels. The Holy Lion of Lindisfarne rises from the grey waters of the North Sea, accessible only at low tide. A party timed the crossing well, and now you stand before the monastery that produced some of Christendom's greatest treasures. A monk approaches with extinct fingers and weary, kind eyes. Travelers, you've come at an auspicious time. We're preparing a new copy of the Gospels, not as grand as the original. lost to the Vikings, but faithful to its spirit. Would you care to see our scriptorium? If catches the breath. The Lindisfarne Scriptorium, where Ed Frith created the illuminated Gospels centuries ago. This is a rare honor. The old Gospels survived Viking raids? Tell me those times. Monk speaks of the terrible raids, of monks fleeing with precious relics, of the long wandering before the community could return. It's a story of faith tested and proven, of treasures saved through sacrifice. You understand why these books matter so much. Submit to suzerain. Sure. Now they fall and sway in English influence. How would you like to serve? I know a cure. I hope. See? As my parties traversed through the dense forests of Lancaster, I stumbled upon a peculiar sight. A batch of Lancaster ale, renowned for its medicinal properties, left unattended on a mossy stump. Sweet aroma of the brew wafts through the air, tempting my senses. However, if my most cunning companion raises an eyebrow at the sight, ale could be beneficial, but it could also be a trap set by bandits, using the lure of the feigned ale to lure unsuspecting travelers. Set an ambush. If it's a trap, let's catch the trappers. The ambush was unsuccessful. The trappers escaped. Wonder what that ale could have been. Another beautiful vista. Can't tarry for too long, even for this. We gotta get going. Because look at the date down there. 25, 26, 28, 28. My 100th birthday. Can you believe it, ladies and gentlemen? She is 100 years old and she is feeling fine. Dynamite, as some people would say in the modern era. Maybe, maybe not. Mama's got a brand new bag and all that. Yeah, good. You know, silly sayings. Slope. Been doing quite a traveling. Yeah. I need to get that. Promote culture excess effectiveness increases. Do you now? You want to go to Western Europe? Alright, how much? 86. You got it. 100 years old. Well, at what occasion can we celebrate 100 for? Because I'm thinking about going on a pilgrimage to either Rome or we go further to Jerusalem. But it has to be a worldly pilgrimage. You don't need a piety that much. You'll still gain it on the way. But the question is there any areas that's been affected by plagues on the way? There's only one plague in the world, and that's over there. Cold humor flu by the Caspian. You should be fine. And I needed an excuse to make it a regency, so that way I could get rid of that domain limit penalty, and we make a lot more fortune. Oh, and another thing. As much as I would like to commission this artifact, but that can wait. That modifier is not there. Oh. I think someone's already exploring. Wait one day. Apparently somebody's already doing that. I mean, that used to be an option, but that's not there now. So I guess that means it's probably active. Keep it up. Let's do it. Great Pilgrimage. Worldly Pilgrimage. Take it easy, earn a multi-tiered multicultural modifier upon completion. Unvisited holy site. Unvisited. Although I did visit that in my youth. So, going long. And it should be reflection because you are 100 years old. You should be reflecting on certain things in life. One second. How many bodyguards? 8 carrots. You only have one? I got another with you. Oh, I just remember something else. Something else entirely. The food. You know what ups the life expectancy a bit. How about exotic food? Because we can afford it. So now, disease resistance a small boost on me. And I get a bit, slightly more life expectancy up a bit. Wasn't there something else at the type that regards to cultural acceptance? Aha! Administrative. Okay. Administrative it is, so we could get more effectiveness. Change court type. You could change it again anytime soon. Cultural effectiveness up. So, what does this mean now? Wait one day. Now, look again. Probably won't register until the end of the month, but I'm going to be on my way now. A worldly pilgrimage to Jerusalem. One last great adventure. Hope you'll get well soon, because we're going to need you, you know, as physician. George, you're going to come with me to Jerusalem. I customize it a bit, which will travel through the kingdom capital here. Another one there. Yeah, we can return to there. Oh, they built a university there. Okay. Right, once you're over there, actually make a quick stop to Northern Africa a bit before going back to the sea. Yeah. Shall I say? And then after Jerusalem, visit Damascus, and you go down to the Sinai, to St. Catherine's Monastery, then to that University of Cairo. It'll be a 2-year pilgrimage, maybe. Wouldn't even dream about going to Greece, Anatolia at this time. Yeah, it's gonna be my last adventure. You don't want to overstay your welcome out there. Because there's so many places, especially out east, that I would never see. So, let's do it. Pilgrimage at the age of 100. As we make our way down this holy road we travel, we suddenly made our stop as the base steps that right into the middle of our path. A humble row stares our holy caravan. There's something new above a knowing look on the beast's face, as if the mind of a wise old woman resides behind those pharaoh eyes. Blinks and carries on her way. That row is a messenger from God. Follow her. Follow the animal deeper. Lost the row. So come on, I want to be the inspiration for the entire generation. A pilgrimage at 100 to Jerusalem. I want to be a great example to Catholics everywhere. Along the path to the Holy Land, I've met all kinds of pilgrims, both young and old, as I were witnessing a tapestry of my own life to play out before me. Silvered-haired, wrinkled skin always seemed so distant until they came to me. I can't help but feel this pilgrimage may be my last, before I take the ultimate journey to heaven. Perhaps I ought to stop for a while and contemplate life's brevity. Content and infirm. These ideas make my heart ache. You eat it. Man overboard. Save him. Saved but wounded. Hey, I know a cure. I want you to possess something truly unique. Find it. Out here late at night, I sometimes look to the stars and wonder, what is our purpose in life? Can God even see me this far from home? What am I doing all this for? What I truly want is to join and experience other cultures. Oh, by the way, as you're on your way there, which we're expected to arrive approximately in August of next year, worldliness achieved. Cultural acceptance activity reward. So that's effectiveness of it. So get up there. By the way, who's the regent? Out here in the quietness of the roadside, I feel an overwhelming sense of peace and tranquility wash over me. Like none I've experienced before. Just beyond a small ridge, I see the clear off the side of the path where neither man nor beast seem to enter in decades. I could feel God's presence here. Perhaps I ought to linger in quiet contemplation for a while. Hey, wait a minute. You know what? Go ahead and do it. This is God's will. Let's stay for a while, so that way I have maxed out the tier for the pilgrim trait. I was hoping you would get it up there while under Regency. Even when on the pilgrimage, the priests still hold Mass every Sunday, but it's held out in the open where no church is nearby. But early this morning a storm rolled in and has not ceased. Undeterred, the zealous priests stand out in the pouring rain, giving a sermon about oppressed spirits in the face of adversity. Despite this, the size of his audience is rapidly dwindling as discouraged adherents seek refuge from the torrential rain. What's a little rain to a faithful Catholic? I can't get ill because I'm infirm. I have a feeling I may have to change my intent. I think being altruistic will give you more chances of, worldliness instead of reflection. So stop reflecting on things in life. You're 100 years old, damn it. Spiritual journeys grind to a literal halt. My caravan master Folk is looking around, frantically searching for the way forward. People are stunned to notice. Folk's face shifts to a great nuance as he turns his gaze towards me, looking for answers of what to do next. Well, you listen. I know the way to Jerusalem like the back of my hand. And I say that because, look at me, I'm a prolific pilgrim. Stephanie is well known in holy circles as a true woman of the world. Other pilgrims often look to Stephanie for guidance in both spiritual and navigational matters. They got that Holy Ghost power. This is the Kingdom of Judea. It is the Kingdom of Ceramics made in Middlesex have become something of a fad in other lands, and they're selling for higher prices. A number of merchants have flocked to the area to expand their business opportunities there, thus helping the local economy boom. Great to hear. Renowned for its ceramics for the next 20 years. Excellent. Moon. Hold it. Now you've been there. Also the what kingdom? Oh, fine. That name. Originally Andalusian. Okay. I was wondering why it sounded a strange name. To the sea. Must not be traveling, obviously, in order to do that. You must not be traveling in order to embrace English culture. Soon those health modifiers are going to expire. In a shaded courtyard near the Great Mosque, a circle of scholars gather to debate the theories of Ibn Khaldun, famous Tunisian historian. Ismail, a visiting philosopher, is holding forth the cyclical nature of civilizations, how the nomadic era conquers decadent cities, holding for conquerors to grow soft themselves within 4 generations. Asabia, Mishma declares, using the Arabic term for groups of solidarity. This is the force that built empires and the weakness that destroys them, so our scholars, not sagely, while others shake their heads in disagreement. The debate is heated, but respectful. My rivals drawn curious glances. Offer sponsor this scholar. No. Listen quietly to observe what wisdom I can. 100%. Student of history. The debate illuminates patterns I'd never considered. Why do some dynasties endure while others crumble? The answers, it seems, lie in the bonds between rulers and ruled. As I entered the Sheikh of Satfura, ready to bestow my royal touch on local peasantry, I'm immediately faced with what is undoubtedly the most wretched creature I've ever laid my eyes upon. The middle provocation she exposed the cow's feet, just inches from my pristine hands. As much as Christ washed the feet of his disciples, I too implored God to wash the feet of my loyal subjects. Perhaps a light touch on the forehead will do. I travelled far from home, and the ice-cold winds are far behind. Though at first the change of climate was pleasant and wondrous for my complexion, that skin started to turn crimson and the water goes through me like sand through a sieve. The water is cooling and invigorating and helps greatly to offset heat exhaustion, but it simply isn't enough. I need water. Stole a cooling sip of water. High trade power. Go ahead. Commission a legend artifact. Memories may be lost to the ages, but books are eternal. I shall endure that my legend will never be forgotten. My Antiquarian greets me with a pleased smile. Her reading lamp is almost run out of oil. Your Highness, she says as he puts down a beautifully ornate book. We made sure to keeping every track of every little thing, every deed, every battle, every adventure, every romance. All of it, she continues, recorded for the ages. The end of the Consolidation Normandy book. Well, you've read this legend before, so now you know what it's like. And it's a court artifact. It lasts for the next 200 years. I stir for I slumber as someone in a cab knocks over an iron pan. I look around, it appears that two people dressed as pilgrims are rifling through our supplies, such as valuables to steal. The smaller two, a horrible child by the looks of it, sees me stirring and freezes in position while the other thief turns to run away. We all do what we must. Worldliness. Yesterday our trials in Madeira were rather grueling. I was so exhausted that I overslept. The rest of my entourage didn't want to wake me up, saying they worried I would not be in the right state of mind if they didn't give me enough time to rest. I'd be careful not to oversleep again. Faster travel. I had this nagging sensation for a while now. My pilgrimages turned out to be more hazardous than I anticipated. Or maybe because I simply haven't endured enough trials to prove myself worthy of the Lord's protection just yet. I have, however, spotted a few impressive individuals, a local settlement of Al-Abbasiyah, who would surely improve the safety of the pilgrimage in a hands-on manner. Spindly, come on. Because more pious, I think it'll be more worldly. 1 second. Does that increase? I mean, we got one. Spend it. Assume that you did. The oasis of Gabis spreads before me like a green jewel set against the desert. Here, where sweet water meets the sea, henna plants grow in abundance, their leaves destined to adorn the hands of brides from Tunis to Cairo. Tiziri, an elderly woman with intricate patterns on her own hands, tends a garden of the precious plants. The henna of Gabes is the finest of all of Ifriqiya, she explains, brushing her lace between her fingers to release their distinctive earthly scent. Brides paid fortunes for paste made from these very plants. Around you, the air is thick with the mangled fragrances of the oasis, date palms, citrus blossoms, and a sea breeze from the nearby Gulf. Purchase some of the famous henna as a gift. Negotiate a fair price for a pouch of the finest dried henna leaves. The only one was to purchase a promise to bring good fortune with whoever received. Even when I'm slightly in debt, I'm still feeling fine. Far and wide, different culture and faith opinion up. See if you can get this. Just keep yourself active, okay? Need that cultural acceptance gain. Promoting all that. Also, try to look at it again, the Anglo-Saxon. I mean, it keeps on increasing, but we're getting closer. Each passing year. As 100, will be 101 this year. The Afro-Romans are still around. As we make our way through the Jerba, we're approached by a Lombard commoner claiming to be the leader of a group of Catholics. Good Queen, we've been on the road to Jerusalem for weeks, but the roads are too dangerous and now we're short of provisions. We would forever be grateful for support. How did you end up over here? 7-year-old. More to marry you. Bank. As my party passed through a small town, I noticed a throng of people filling the market square. At the center of the man stands an overturned fish cart, shouting wildly all will listen. The day of judgment is nigh. Repent, repent, I say, or you shall be damned for all eternity. The worried-looking townsfolk nervously whispered each other, fearful of the doomsayer's words. What's Norman doing out here? I sure am glad this pilgrimage comes with indulgence. The fishing boats return to Tripoli's harbor as the afternoon sun paints the sea in shades of copper and gold. Ignazi, a wetter diver with a salt-crusted hair and lungs like leather bells, heaves baskets of sponges while his companions joke and boast their catches. But the mood darkens when someone notices empty space among them. A number of them will not return, taken by a shark, they say, or simply blamed by the depths. These survivors light candles for their lost brother and offers prayers. It is so rich that it cost him his life. Are you mad? Huh. Let me see. Tell me of the shark. Where did it strike? 100%. The diarist described the location precisely. The reef shapes, the current patterns, the murky depths. We far away this knowledge of dangerous waters, potentially saving future lives. Just wanted to get it up a bit more. Yeah, we know how this works. Pay it. Keep on spending. Let this magna. Right before dusk falls, we hear her cries for help as I look over the railing of the vast body of water. I notice a small boat with 3 human-like shapes. They appear to be drifting across the sea, aimlessly going where the waves take them. I try to make out who they might be. From my limited knowledge, they look to be a shipwrecked Ashkenazi? What are they doing out here? Oh my God, these are all Ravanake Ashkenazis. But hey, I'm worldly. I'll say, hey, climb board. Come on in. It's been a long while since we've seen Jewish characters anywhere. I mean, y'all going to Jerusalem too? Well, it's your holy site too. So come on in. Might be some use for you. I sometimes wish at CK3 they'd do it just like at CK2, where having Jewish counselors give you some bonuses. Maybe in a future DLC that relates to religion overhaul. St. Nicholas does not favor our voyage. As the waves the size of the castle comes crashing down upon our humble vessel, the ship is rocked back and forth. Men and women alike cling to whatever they can to keep from turning overboard as the ship grows closer and closer to capsizing. Our course dashes away the other nobles and saves part of the ship. As the sky birds with thunder and the sea crash down on us with all its strength. I fear I shall not live to see another day if I try to survive on faith alone. No, don't do it. I trust our captain. He successfully navigates through the storm. The Isle of Man wishes to be tributary. You got it. Anything that gives me more tax. Please remember, I'm 100. That's what that is. It's a pedestal item. Finest head up out of the famous gardens of Gavis. Out of leaves harvest at a perfect moment. Brides from Tudis to Caro pay for this quality. That's nice, but we might have another pedestal damn artifact coming soon from this adventurer over there. Cornwall. Hey, hey! No. You are going to be my vassal, not paying tribute to me. Cornwall's part of England. Thank you. We spend our days and nights on this ship. I try to fill my interesting time with interesting conversations, prayers, and contemplating the journey, or simply planning my travel forward. However, I recently seen some of the pilgrims in my entourage spending time on another quite mundane task, fishing. They all seem quite carefree, and the activity itself seems a silly aspect to it. I'll join. Caught a small fish. How worldly are we? This would be a great group. There are so many fantastic sights left. It's invalid. You're already a vassal line. Oh, by the way, I'm 101 years old and still feeling fine. At age, while you hold the Duchy of Essex, it's clear to everyone that I will govern. Its many places of villages overseen by my bailiffs and magistrates. Therefore, I'm laying claim to it. You are welcome to grant title to me whenever you wish. Else, I'm sure it will fall to me in due time, one way or another. Don't even think about it. Who else wants to paste? Oh, that's Ransom. After all my lectures, shared wisdom, my granddaughter Matilda has finally embraced the true faith. Let's make a good little Catholic one day. Saint Catherine guided my hand. Instilled virtue. Mabel is chaste. Western step? Master by our peers. Okay, you got it. About to arrive in Jerusalem. Positive. Different faith opinion up. Especially that you have Jewish characters in your court now. Here I am. Oh, Jerusalem, Jerusalem. No other city in the world has a history quite like Jerusalem. In addition to the many other holy sites there, the city contains the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, built over the combined places where Jesus was crucified, buried, and resurrected. Standing outside the Temple Mount, with my hand on the western wall, I find myself reflecting on everything that happened on a journey to this city of legend. Grateful pilgrims, I have walked the holy path. Lord, Lord, the Holy Ghost power. Oh, damn! He died. Pneumonia got him. And as for you, since you're going to the western step, find something truly unique out there. We have stone forts. Now we have, now we can build more military buildings. What's next for the Norman culture? We'll get this in 3 years' time. You know what, give me horseshoes, because we always had issues with chasing down other armies that we can't catch. As I walk the streets of Jerusalem, the wares of the local market catch my attention. The merchant grins at me because I have the wares, if my lady has the coin. These exotic goods could fetch a fine profit back home, or perhaps they're worth saving a gift. Since, you know, we do make good money these days, and we would like to have instant cash. So, these over there look intriguing. I should be able easily to triple this. Remarkably exotic wares. These characters carrying remarkably exotic wares that could be sold back home. Markets of Jerusalem are bustling with merchants shouting in languages that I've never heard and selling spices that I've never tasted. Guide of the pilgrim, learn the safest routes, discover the marvels of Jerusalem. One of them yells, waved a small book in my direction. Take your pick. Holmes guide's kinda but King's local expert. That's permanent versus 10 years. I'm sure I've seen this book before. Let me take a look. If you take this turn, so it will be more worldly. Obviously. Here's 3. Alright. As our time at the sacred site draws to an end, I'm ecstatic of how this pilgrimage turned out. The sights that I've seen, the experiences I garnered, this was a success. Out of all 3 of my pilgrimages, this one's been the most enlightening so far. I'm also under the notions of having visited a new holy site, despite that I was once been there in my youth. Jerusalem, it's been an honor. So every encountered culture, the cultural acceptance for Norman increases by 7%. I don't think they mean Anglo-Saxon. They probably mean like the Masriki down there. And the Afro-Romans, yeah, same. Yeah. But I don't think Anglo-Saxons will. Oh, I gotta make it back. Health modifiers are going away now. Body's breaking down. Health modifiers are going away. So now it's going to be a year's time to travel back. There was a flooding in the Nile. The Jordan River flows muddy and shallow, yet pilgrims gather on its banks in tears of joy. Stephanie has reached the site where John baptized Jesus, where prophets cross into the promised land, where the faithful believe heaven touches earth, and free sovereigns perform baptism or renewal of vows in these sacred waters. Pilgrims of many nations kneel in prayer along the banks, their devotion palpable in the desert air. Tell me the history of this sacred place. The priest knows every verse, tradition, history comes alive through his words. Moses, Elijah, John, Christ himself. Men speak only to the wonders of Palestine, a land where the soil knows the tread of God, where the great river Jordan knows his body. Step into that river's waters. I bathe where John the Baptist once performed his rites, where Christ himself was baptized. And it seems filthy. My skin lazily caressed by the warm, milky murk. Plants got balls up between my toes with little ceremony and clambered back into the muddy bank. Something in my mouth must. Screwed up burning myself. Not exactly what I hoped. I didn't want to get the lowered health modifiers. Inquiring emissaries. As we traverse the outskirts, a thunderous echo of hooves breaks the stillness. The conjure of fine horses and their riders approach. A majestic sight against the backdrop of rich wines. Hail, travelers, the leader calls. We're emissaries from the mosque of Daraya. Would you care to witness the prowess of our steeds? Oh. How much gold for the strongest one? Again, I know I'm content, but no stress. How much? We're talking. Organize a search party. Admiring the stallion follows every command. Amuse what to call upon him. Oh, he's gone. I am 100 years old and I got myself a warhorse. Mythology abounds of an awe-inspiring horse names. The mythological world is rich in grandeur. Names for horses. Given that I'm from England these days. Damn right, after the horse of King Arthur. Water of the Jordan. You do have it. That's nice to have, though. We gotta get more healthy. We should hold a feast upon your return. Sometimes you may get lucky if you get a huge health boost for life reaffirmed and all that. You still have friends, right? Only one. Your court brewmaster. Needing a bodyguard. You'll do. Keep it up. Hey, when's the next Dynasty Legacy? I just noticed how much we have. Oh, very soon. We're gonna get Power and Prosperity soon. That'll be a big help. Tell the story of my own. Marquis Slayer's gone. The step and saddle gallop through my heart. I've been riding for months on end. My rear shall never recover. I acquired a taste for fermented Ferris milk and nights beneath the open sky. With this courier, I sent a carved tip of Morin Kur, a decorative horse placed on top of instruments. Perhaps you have a use for it. I'll hold on to this. Intimate Reckoning. I'll give it a try. Horsehead carved from horsebone. Use the decoration top of the Morin fiddle. Set to Crusader by Theodolinda during adventures. Heavy cavalry toughness, although I don't have heavy cavalry. But we may have to afford those one day. The Dome of the Rock. The golden dome blazes in the morning sun like the second sunrise. The Dome of the Rock crowns the Temple Mount. Haram shouted to the Muslims, the most contested ground on earth. Here, Abraham prepared to sacrifice Isaac. Here, Solomon built this temple. Here, Muhammad ascended to heaven. Muslim pilgrims perform ablutions at the fountain before entering the sacred precinct. Well, damn, an elderly imam who tends the shrine watches your approach with careful eyes. This is the noble sanctuary, he says, gesturing to the vast plaza of white stone. The rock with it preserves the footprint of the prophet, peace be upon him. As he stepped toward paradise, Christian and Jews once prayed here too in ancient days. Now it belongs to the faithful. The octagon of shrine before it is covered in blue tiles and Quranic calligraphy. Its golden dome visible from every corner of Jerusalem. Herman, what do you know of this place's history? Layers of sick. Herman speaks softly of the Jewish temple that once stood here, destroyed by Rome, of the Byzantine church that followed, then the Persian destruction, of Caliph Umar who cleansed the rock with his own hands, of the Crusaders who made it a church, and Saladin who restored it to Islam. A later history tops the last, like sentiment in stone. Converted from Anglo-Saxon to Norman. It's alright, we're all gonna be English soon. Just say a quick prayer and move on. I'm too old for this shit. "67 fatalities occurred along the River Canal flood. Campfire crackles against cold desert night as Stephanie's party makes a camp at the rocky wadi. Without warning, dark figures materialize in the shells. Bedouins in flowing robes, their faces half hidden by the traditional keffiyeh. Yet these are no ordinary desert nomads. Salam, speaks the leader, a weathered man whose eyes hold both wariness and nature dignity. I am Abbot Alguffa of the Jabelia. Our tribe has guarded the monastery of St. Catherine since the days of Emperor Justinian. 600 years of service. It gestures to a young man bearing a cross tattooed on his wrist. Then to an elder fingering prayer beads. We are Muslim, yet we protect the Christian holy places. This is our sacred duty. That Jabelia's chief studies Stephanie with measuring eyes. You travel through our lands. Tell me, stranger, what brings you to the mountain where Moses spoke with God? Your tribe fascinates me. Muslims guarding Christians, 100%. Learning lifestyle experience here. Through the long night, Abdalgaffa speaks of his ancestors, slaves brought by Justinian to serve the monks, who over the generations embraced Islam while keeping their sacred trust. He tells of the covenant, the covenant the Prophet Muhammad himself, said to have granted the monastery, promising its protection till the end of days. By dawn, understands that faith can build bridges as easily as walls. You're entering the flood zone. That's where it was occurred. Egypto-Khazars. Can't forget about them. We're on our way back. Let's see. Got 9 months. I'll be turning 102, but health's doing poor now. It ain't what it used to be. Nobody can live forever, you know. But it's an achievement that I've lived past 100. All I gotta do is return home, embrace the English culture. That's all I gotta do. And since I have no thyself perk, I know when I'm gonna pass. Just don't get any illnesses. It should be a priority. What happened out there? The Fernenza earthquake. That was a severe earthquake that occurred over there. Exiled Zidis. 17,000 exiles. They want to go to Normandy. Favorite parts did change. All I can say is no, no, no. There is no room here. Consecrate bloodline. By showing sufficient devotion and a gathering of favor of the clergy, I can assure that my dynasty is forever enshrined as a holy bloodline under divine protection. So gain a legitimizing legacy, though it won't matter much. But I'll be a paragon. The Pope likes me well enough. Control one or more of the Catholic holy sites. Canterbury. 500 renown. Perform the final rites. Out here at sea. My unwavering devotion towards God's representatives on earth has not gone unnoticed. Pope Lucius has officially recognized my family's contributions and consecrated our name as eternal defenders of the Catholic faith. Virtue without fault. Now I'm a paragon. This means, grandson, it's consecrated blood. Power and prosperity. So, building and holding construction costs are now cheaper. A little bit. The monthly stewardship lifestyle experience is always good to have. So in future, gotta have delegated authority, and perhaps in the very far future, 50 plus years from now, home estates, more domain limit. Always attractive. Now we're back to familiar lands. But hold it. Are there any plagues in our path? No. You're home free. Just don't get too much into trouble. Matilda, you should be zealous. She has a lisp, though. I receive a missive from my adventure with words about so I can see a theater online. I delved into a kurgan, an ancient burial mound from the age of the Scythians. Hundreds of long-perished horses, stuffed, preserved, and staked to the walls to stand upright, to each into their own room. It was a stable for the damned, lost to time. Knowing my duty, I seek knowledge for our realm. I'd consider stealing a relic from the tomb when my guide was not watching to bring to you. You can probably imagine what I did next. Inventory. You brought one of the horse's saddles for our study. Or do you consider speculative? Yeah, bring it. Bring it over. A papal envoy has reached my court bringing news to the Vatican. Pope Lucius has issued a call of arms to all righteous Christian rulers. As a Catholic queen, I'm expected to prepare my men to support the most holy cause, sponsored by the Universal Church itself. To all those who will take the fight against the vile infidels desecrating the holy grounds of Jerusalem, the Holy See promises full absolution from all sins and a guaranteed place in heaven. I'll consider joining. Don't want to commit just yet because I'm about to do something over there. There's still time though. But I'm probably too old to lead a crusade. No, forget about it. Come join us. Commander insisted you were. So hasten our journey indeed. Just want to get home as quickly as possible. Just cross that English Channel, and then we are home for Christmas. Oh yeah. I read about a manuscript once. One last delay just short of reaching Londres. This journey's been a long one, and I finally come home again while much remains the same. Something has changed in how the priests treat me. I've undergone a journey of a holy woman. They insist it has changed something about me, where I can see myself or not. It's good to be home. Cultural acceptance in every culture visited in Norman increased by 1. Here I am. Embrace the English culture. Let's do it on Christmas Day, on December 25th. Having carried my exotic wares all the way from Jerusalem, now I need to decide what to do with them. The coin speaks to me. Sell the wares for triple the amount. Haha. Oh, intimate reckoning. I just want to see the option. You could get rid of content, but no, I'm okay with content. I was hoping to get rid of brave, because, you know, I'm too damn old for this. Health is poor or lower is why I can't explore the seas west of Iceland. So that means it is you, grandson. You're going to be the one to do it. As you do hold a kingdom, and we'll have the money for it. So it'll be you, George, to do this task. On a great expedition. But for now, my vassals, my family, and I have lived side by side with Saxons and Celts as our language and customs are a mix of theirs. It's time to embrace the fact that we have become one. Gain 63 prestige. I want you to switch to the culture map to see that effect. You'll adopt the English culture, which is what we're going to get in just a moment. Although in real history it was formed from Norman and Anglo-Saxon year 1070. For now, we're doing this decades early. All unlanded family members too adopts the English culture. Every Norman and vassal in your England adopts the English culture. Every Anglo-Saxon county in your England will partially change to English. The English culture gains all the Norman and Anglo-Saxon innovations, mostly Norman. Embrace. Norman no more. The time when we Normans considered France our homeland has long since passed. Our children are born here, surrounded by Saxons, and to them, Normandy will only ever be a blurred line between them beyond the misty shores of Britannia. And as we make some of the local customs our own, so too the legacy of our culture spreads throughout the Saxon lands, giving birth to a new English identity. Long live the English! To a quick laugh, you're going to be the culture. Many years have passed since the Normans' invasion of England. So many, in fact, that the locals now barely remember why they raged so thoroughly against my rule. They increasingly put down their swords, no longer willing to continue to struggle with their fathers and grandmothers. My rule is now nearly unquestioned. I no longer need to continue this campaign of pacification. The harrying of the North is over. Let us move forward in friendship. Although that's unique to one of the adventurers that existed in some other time. There's some English here. Ah, here it is. Well, English is a new culture. It's a minority for now, but let's promote the culture. This will take time. So many legends that I cannot do because I'm too old for this. There, I've set out what I accomplished. So now, formed from Norman and Anglo-Saxon year 1038. So this is what the English culture is like. It is bureaucratic. No culture lasts longer than its oldest record. And this culture believes in accounting is so meticulous to guarantee immortality. Rulers can adopt administrative government type as a king as well as their emperors. So, monthly lifestyle experience goes up, while vassal levy contribution size goes down. If you're an adventurer, domicile income increases by 10. Construct cost. Cultural fascination progress plus 5. So, here's our traditions. Heraldry hierarchy. Rulers of poor education traits such as novice administrator or novice diplomat are distrusted. Loyal trait is more valued. English characters. Tyranny loss much reduced. Long range bonus up. Cheaper castle holding construction costs. Feudal vassal tax contribution up. It is ingrained in this culture that leadership passed on by blood. Nobility is bound by stone and castles. And that the feudal structure is unshakable. They do not easily forget those who break the feudal code. Chivalry. This culture has embraced chivalry and chivalric codes of conduct as a social method of regulating behavior. Martial prowess, duty, honor, and morality are prized, as is bad poetry and romantic literature. So, you can spar against your own knights in single combat to gain modifiers. Successfully executing a romance scheme gives renown. Failing a romance scheme gives stress. Rulers are more likely to start a romance scheme. The poet, the gallant traits give significant romance scheme bonuses. You can hold a joust contest in the grand tournament, and a knight errant trait has additional bonuses. While tyranny gain plus 50% compared to the other, so it's kind of negated. Accolade glory gain is 10%. castle keepers. Let me take a drink. Castle keepers. Offense is not a good defense. A good defense is having the most castles in the face of the known world. So, castles in counties of this culture provide an additional 5 defender holding advantage for holding level. Rulers of this culture gain prestige and renown from castle holdings. Nice. The architect trait provides a prestige bonus. That I am. Rulers of this culture are more likely to construct castle holdings, and rulers of this culture are more likely to construct buildings that increase fort level. We do have time for that. But for all English characters, for castle holding construction time and cost increased. Longbow competitions. This culture favors the bow more powerful than most could draw. And practicing with them once a week is as dear as any ritual worship anywhere, from the most rural villages to the largest urban metropolis. So, you can recruit the longbowmen men in arms. And the longbowmen men in arms get increasingly better at every era. Okay, that's attractive. And for all English characters, reduced size of spearmen regiments, increased max size of archer regiments, we do have one, while reducing the size of heavy cavalry regiments. And finally we have adventurers and aristocrats that was inherited from the Normans, which you know what that does. And this negates it a little of the construction time and cost for buildings and holdings here. And we do have all the innovations that we've inherited from the Normans. I'm nodding my head in approval. So, let's look at the map. This is the map mode where you know the percentages. Like say here in our capital London, there's 30% of English here. Some areas with a lot less. The brighter they are, the more that they are going towards becoming a majority. So some of you vassals are Anglo-Saxons still. There are some English. But perhaps you will understand with time that one day you too will embrace the English culture. What else? What else? Well, the pilgrimage, the armed pilgrimage will begin in 13 months' time, so you got a year. Let's have a personal agenda, shall we? That makes a couple of edicts. That's what I need to do. Innovating. Alright. That's one. Holding management. Damn. Building takes a bit long. Realm directive. Let's see. Ah, it's pretty attractive. Improve the realm infrastructure and overall productivity. There we go. Buildings are a lot cheaper. And now the Royal Decree, the big one. It's a gamble when you do these. Give me the Roman lobby. Take the average acceptance. Here we go. Control over coinage is consolidated Royal Mint. Stabilize the realm's currency. This success combats counterfeiting practices and enhances the crown's ability to regulate and tax economic transactions more effectively. So, Royal Mint Monopoly. So, or monthly income. These trade policies. Let me see. I mean, you're going to be sending a few knights to the task. We haven't seen any pirates lately. Religious tolerance, more trade power, more culture fascination. We want to get more innovations. I hope this poor lord can't build a local Christian building, but he can do a donor portrait. Do that for the renown. Invite Norse and Norman settlers over here. Good. We're leaving behind a golden age, especially when I pass. Oh, now he wants more money. You're not going to alter the deal like that. I'll pull their hand in the bargain. And I'll bring in the Norman settlers. We Normans have quite the reputation as adventurers and mercenaries. These are my connections. I could find other Normans willing to work for me to settle in England, help me in various ways. So, for historical context, following their rapid Christianization and assimilation of French culture, Normans traveled far and wide to engage in mercenary work, raiding, settling, and more. For example, Norman adventurers conquered much of Sicily in the 11th century, establishing a cosmopolitan kingdom there, and threatened the Byzantine Empire. Normans such as Beaumont I of Antioch also played a major role in the military and political leaders of the Crusades. Bring in more traders as well. More domain taxes up. Though famed in their skills award, the Normans also well connected across Europe. The networks built up over the years could provide valuable assets to any business my rule. As it so happens, Bertrand has experienced traveling and trading and is offering to bring traders in my territories to build productive trade relations. Last time I could see, I could ask him to train my soldiers and provide long-term military political aid. So this is for that. 100%. Skilled Normans as advisors officials. These Normans provide valuable knowledge and assisted to inform military training, proactive defensive measures, and Islamic political guidance, increasing knight effectiveness, vassal tax contribution, fort level, levy reinforcement rate, and control growth for the next 10 years. So, after we negotiated a favorable agreement to both sides, I discussed with Bertrand where he and his men could provide for the long-term assistance. The military valor and political service of the people from Normandy is well known. After all, they have spread throughout many realms. Bertrand assures me, thankfully, that he and his adventurers could provide me long-term political and military support. He's already given me ideas on how to improve the realm's defenses, drill my troops to perform better in battle, and increase my political authority. All in all, these are concrete, useful steps to help me maintain my power. Having Bertrand's band around turned out to be a good thing. Look forward to looking with these Normans. People that I used to be. We're gonna make it English one day. Everything will be great. Feast. Visit a holy well. Because you have West Germanic. You're no longer Frankish. Small outpost. Well, that's something. You could still go on a pilgrimage to there as you are close to the Frankia region. Just across the channel, you know? But now I want to have a feast. Farms and fields here in London, not Londres, London. That's what it's referred to as. The honorary guest, How about the Duke of Cornwall? Ah, screw it. We have so much great income. See too if you could befriend Duke of Cornwall. How long before it starts? 7 months. My goodness. The crusade will be for the next episode. And I am the culture head of the English. Back to horseshoes. Tempted to have you abducted. The hell? Yes, there's a lot of cultural differences between us. If you want to adopt centralized bureaucracy, you need all the powerful vassals with you and this amount of money. Although I wouldn't even dream running an administrative England. Maybe if it was an Empire of Britannia I may consider. Which would have to include Greater Normandy. I return to the west step of the artifact of my journey. Take the bulky bone in my hands, loosen the cords for being inside of Gale of the royal court. Dale Dinland smiles proudly and how she won the gratitude of the local Yazi Petronegs. Long tail that culminates in this world offering a magnificent regalia to the Debutantes master. Is this any similar to the one that I have? Actually, masterwork versus famed. Let me see. Compare and contrast. This has more. An elegant regalia of masterful craftsmanship consists of silver scepters set with pieces of jasper, fine wool robes that have been embroidered with silk, and a large jasper cabochon necklace. This can be get rid of. Give me the gold. You want to go to Eastern Europe? Legendary. Be my guest. You haven't picked up much in the way of traits, George. You are reckless, though. That reminds me. Ward's Martial Drill. Oh, that won't do. Make sure to give him Brave, in case he doesn't get it. His bravery runs in the family. Who has not arrived yet? Oh, he's... Where are you? Who's still traveling? Because that's something truly unique. Find it. Carl Kane. He's in Norfolk. Okay, he's getting close. My grandson George has been impressive on the household nights for a very long time. After final meeting in person, he repeated all his words to himself. Greatness comes in time. Beat out the grass when it's done. You should be patient. Allow me to give you Brave, George. You'll need it. approach my grandson George, snatched by a collar speak. Strike me, he cries. But you are a queen, not to mention you are 103 years old. Do it, I insisted, telling across my grinning face. Fear nothing, boy, for you can strike me. What can't you do? Try, strive, fail, and you'll die. For honor, love, duty, all better than a meaningless deathbed. God and England, cries George, I shall not fail. That's my boy. And say God save the Queen. You begin to understand one another as he begins to grow more lot like you. He's ambitious, but he's patient and now brave. You have what it takes. Guests are gathered in the hall, lords and ladies from the near and far reaches of the realm. The mood is bright and the spirits are high as the feast begins. I know I'm not pledged, but I will be there. Stars ordinary can exceptional thanks to the presence of the Cosmic. We spoke all manner of subjects. The things I've seen have a lot in common. Had such a good time with it. What a good evening. Highness, the wine. We cracked open the next barrel. It has gone bad. It has all gone bad. Feast so raging without the drink, the mood is sure to dwindle at a cruel pace. Time to crack all my secret stores, as I'm an eager reveler. It's taking much evening to myself get close to Duke Keenan without making it feel forced. After all, the best fetch was natural, and the one thinking is spontaneous. By Saint Matthew, extols my maid friend, better disguised as that was a heavy course. So soon after the last radio one, he said it's too heavy in his tongue. I said we cannot believe that the servants expect to keep serving a mistress working this poorly. It's a poor choice, I think. I know what I said, but I just don't understand why you find it so funny. Those said it cocks out to the side. What I haven't told her is what she could be said as interpreted as something lewd. Having a hard time understanding this dialect, I heard you're a cunning linguist. I may not be alone in thinking this is funny either. Countess, you found, spat out some of the drink when his son repeated herself. The two share the same kind of crude humor as I, or they could be offended by it. I wouldn't know either things unless I speak up. Repeat what you said, but slowly. Really think about it. You take a risk of embarrassing over you share the same kind of humor. Mine's a double entendre funny. The feast started with jolly closing. My visitors started expecting me to lavish a little attention to Keenan, our esteemed guest of honor. Traditionally, Company toasted deep drink of wine does the trick. Then again, all Keenan did was turn up. The feast was my idea. Paid for everything. Host everyone. And now a toast to Duke Keenan. Few of the candles survived after the last of the guests left. I can already hear a pair of servants outside as a relief as the doors closed. The food is still warm on the plates. Soon word will reach every corner of the realm, and every noble worth their salt will know the magnificence is unparalleled. Everyone headed home with their bellies full of exotic delicacies. I am proud to say that the feast was a success. Nevertheless, I'm still grateful to them. It's over for now. And with that, it's all done. Now I'm a famous reveler. Great banquet. And with that, I'm going to cut the episode short as I will be pledging the crusade. I'll be there. There's only one beneficiary, Clemenza de Normandy. You are betrothed to this Anglo-Saxon man here. Okay? You're the only one who's qualified for it. I mean, you can always redirect war for another place, but hey, give it a try. You know, you're up against these defenders over there, and assembling an army will take 5 months, and a crusade begins in 5 months. I mean, I would like to be a veteran crusader when I get there. I mean, can't hurt. Your main target's them, but it would also include the two-landed empire, I think. The Empire of the Nile. There's still some Orthodoxes out east. There's still Buddhists and Hindus over in Afghanistan. It's a miracle that they're still holding on, is the Hindus. But not the Matrayans. But anyways. Kingdom of Croatia's together. Used to be part of Bavaria. So all I can say is, ladies and gentlemen, in this next episode, it'll be the Crusade for Jerusalem. And my final war of this character's life, the age of 103. I originally hoped that I did what I can to try to, be healthy and all that, but I guess it's not to be. And there's some other things I can't do as infirm. But oh well, I lived one hell of a life. And in the next episode, we're likely going to see this is going to be the last episode for Queen Stephanie. And George will be coming of age by that time, so he'll be ready to rule as an adult, right, as a child. So I am glad that Stephanie is holding on as long as she can to see her grandson to be ready to take the reins. Though there might be a period of rebellion and all that stuff down there. But nevertheless, he's brave, he's ambitious, he'll defeat any opposition here. And as well as giving myself, Stephanie, a grand funeral when I pass. And also be crowned king and concurrently explore the seas west of Iceland. As nobody's willing to do it, but I will. And we're all English. And before you even pass, you better consider which tradition to add as well. So I'll have a look at that myself before doing anything else. So we'll see you in the next episode, but until then, so long for now.